Okay, some more of the trig review, and number 5, convert to radians. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, convert to degrees. So we'll start with 65 degrees. So write your units, they'll really help you know what you're going to do here. So 65 degrees. And I want to use a conversion factor, so I want to get degrees on the bottom, so pi radians per 180 degrees. And that's going to cancel the degrees, and that's going to give me radians. We usually don't write the radians, but it's going to help when we're doing these problems like this. So it's going to end up being 65 degrees to cancel over 180 pi radians. And we usually, like I said, we don't have to write that, radians. And then you can reduce that, I guess, 5 goes in there 13 times. And 5 goes in there, what, 15? Because you won't have a calculator if you're taking this on a test. Okay, so 36. So it doesn't look like that reduces anymore. 13 is a prime, so I'm pretty much done there, okay? Yep, okay, so that's what you got there. Number 6 was 26 degrees. So again, we know that we've got pi radians is 180 degrees. So you see your degrees to cancel, so that kind of helps you. So you got 120. So you got 26 over 180 times pi radians. Okay, and I guess you can reduce that by 2, so you get 13 again on the top. And 2 goes in there 90, so 13 over 90. Okay. Radians, and then number 7. Let's put this over here. 60 degrees, 60, that's a nice one there, 60 degrees. So we've got times pi radians over 180 degrees, and that just goes in there 3 times, so that's our good old pi over 3. Okay, so that's your conversion factor, and like I said, if you use your units, that's going to help you kind of remember what goes on top. Okay. And we're going to go the other direction now. So number 8. Uh, 10 pi over 3. Now if you don't see anything, you can assume that this is radians, so you can write radians now if you want. And my conversion factor is going to be there's and there's going to be 180 degrees per pi radians. So you can see your radians that cancel, your pi's that cancel, so you've got degrees, so you got 10 over 3. And you still got degrees, because everything else cancels. And 3 goes into 180, 60 times, so 10 times 60 degrees, which is 600 degrees. Okay. All right. Number 9. 13 pi. That makes sense because 6 pi, or 6 over 3 would be 2, which is all the way around the circle, right? If I did over here, 6 over 3 would be 2 pi, which is all the way around the circle. So it looks like it's going to be more than 360. So that kind of makes sense. It'd be over 360 degrees because, like I said, 6 pi over 3 would be 2 pi, which should be 360 degrees, and we're going to get a little bit more. So that should make sense. So kind of think about it like that. So double check your work. 13 pi over 6. Now again, 12 pi over 6 is 360 degrees. That's 12 pi over 6 is 2 pi, which is 360 degrees. So it's probably going to be more than 360. All right, then we're going to multiply it times. Again, 180 degrees per pi radians. This time I didn't write the radians, but you could write those down. So you can see that they will cancel. Okay. And what's going to be left is these pi radians to cancel. So I've got 13 over 6 times 180 degrees. And 6 goes in there, 30. So I got 13 times 30 degrees. And that should be 390 degrees. 13 times 3 is 39 with a 0, so we're okay. All right? So you have to be up on your arithmetic, which I think is a prerequisite for this course. All right? Basic arithmetic. And then number 10, 7 pi radians. I'll write the radians in here over 8. And my conversion factor will be, I need the pi radians on the bottom, so it's going to be times 180 degrees over pi radians. So those pi radians will cancel. I'm going to do this horizontally, so that's going to equal 7 over 8 times 180 degrees. Is that all right? Those cancel. Yep. And I guess I can reduce this by, I don't think 8 goes in there. 4, I see 4. Maybe 8 will go in there. 8 goes in there, 20, nope. Go in there exactly, so I'll do 4. So 4 goes in there twice. And 4 goes in there 45 times. Ew. Yep. 4 goes in there twice, 4 goes in there 45, 45, 99 times 90 is 180. And I can multiply this. So 7 times 5 is 35. Carry a 3, 28, 29, 30, 31. So 315 over 2 degrees, I guess. And I guess if you wanted to kind of divvy it up, you could too. 7/8 pi, it's almost a whole pi, but it's not a pi, so it should be less than 180, right? So we could check this out. And 2 goes into 3 once, 5 times, 7.5. And that's less than 180, so that makes that kind of makes sense, okay? Unless I made an error in my arithmetic. If I did, please correct that and let me know. Okay, there we go. So that's 5 through 10 there. Hope that helps.